We are going to take you live now to that city update that Courtney Heels was talking about on how it's planning to respond to this spring storm. There's Vince Ferrazza.
The wind can change direction, so the wind is
You know what? It's better for TV. It looks better. It's
Does it?
dramatic.
Okay.
Just like ice pellets like slapping your face. Yeah.
One's looking ready to go.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Okay, looks like we're just getting ready for that city update. We know that the snow has started to fall. We are looking at up to 15
everyone.
centimeters, and now we're hearing from the
Welcome to
city of Toronto on its plans.
Murray Yard Winter Depot. My name is Vincent Ferrazza. I'm the Director of Operations and Maintenance for Transportation Services. And I will be providing a summary of activities that we have already started when it comes to our winter maintenance operations, and also give you an overview of the work that we will be executing over the next few days in response to today's winter snow event. So in preparation for today's winter event, we have been following the forecast for days and have been working with our winter contractors planning for today's events. Part of that plan included starting last night, where we activated liquid brine application on various priority locations across the city. And those would include areas that have hills and bridges, major roads, and other priority locations. Prior to the last night's activation, we actually salted on Wednesday, so many of the roads already had a good head start, had some salt residue, and that would prevent frost or freezing over of the roads. So as we anticipated, the snow started around 9 o'clock this morning. It's been relatively light, as you can see. But we are now starting to see some accumulation on the arterial major roads. And we have begun our first salting operation approximately around 11:30, 12 o'clock. The first round of salters have been deployed, applying salt on the arterial roads and also our collector roads. The local roads are still relatively clean. You don't see much accumulation. And they're wet, but they're bare. But nevertheless, we anticipate that the local roads will be salted beginning around 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. This light snowfall before the heavy stuff, which comes around 4 o'clock, will allow us to actually do 2 rounds of salting. And that will help in terms of preventing significant accumulation. So we're hoping to get at least 2 rounds of salting on the arterial roads. On the expressways, the Don Valley and the Allen and the Gardner, we hope to have at least 3 rounds of salting. And on the local roads, we'll have at least 1 round of salting. We anticipate that we'll likely be beginning our plowing operations after rush hour. So with getting 2 rounds of salting during rush hour, it actually helps us, because with all the vehicles traveling around rush hour, it actually helps the salt do its work. It helps with respect to thawing out or melting the snow. What's helped us as well over the last few weeks, the warm temperature. The road itself, the road temperature is actually relatively warm for this time of year, so that's why you're not seeing as much accumulation right now. So we have that going for us, but nevertheless, we anticipate that the plowing operations will begin after rush hour and continue throughout the entire evening. We also anticipate that we'll be doing the sidewalks, the walkways, and our multi-use trails also around 3 or 4 o'clock as well. If we get the 10 to 15 centimeters in some parts of the city, so we actually anticipate that the northern parts of the city will get less snow this time than by the lake. This is going to be a multi-round activation. As I said, at least a few rounds of salting, possibly a few rounds of plowing, depending on where we are in the city, and then a cleanup. So we ask the residents to please be patient. Please allow us to do our work before they call 311 or before they put a 311 service request to the city's website or to the 311 app. So we ask them to please be patient and allow us to get those rounds of salt and plowing in, and hopefully that would resolve any issues that may have arisen. In addition to that, we certainly ask all our residents to drive according to the weather conditions. Rush hour is when we actually anticipate the snowfall to be stronger. We anticipate that we're going to get at least 1 centimeter of snow starting around 4 or 5 o'clock every hour. And that'll continue till about midnight. So if you could try to leave work a little bit earlier, please do so. Give yourself plenty of time, but recognize that that's going to be the heaviest snowfall. Drive according to conditions. Please drive slowly. You will see our equipment out on the roads. So please do not try to pass the equipment. It is dangerous. The equipment are making the roads, the sidewalks, the walkways, the bicycle lanes safe for all users. So please allow them to finish their routes and do so that we all can get home safely. In addition to that, if you can please avoid it, not parking in certain major roads, it does slow down our activation. So those are just a few suggestions and hints that we ask our residents. We appreciate that. So just to summarize, started salting our arterial roads. We're going to be out doing the locals soon. The bicycle lanes will also be sent out later this afternoon. The walkways also will be part of that. And then we'll begin plowing after the rush hour, during the evening, and that will continue throughout the early morning into Saturday. So if you have any questions, I certainly have that. Yes?
Just, I think winds are forecast.
All right, that is the latest from the city on how it's responding to today's major snowstorm. Vince Ferrazza says when the snow really starts to fall, that is when crews are going to start plowing expressways, main roads, and then eventually they're going to make their way to sidewalks and local roads. They are asking residents to remain patient, calling this a multi-round effort, a multi-round operation. The timing, of course, isn't ideal. We could see up to 15 centimeters of snowfall, most of it falling during the busy evening commute.